Hello. We're back to long episode titles. The story of how we all became heroes. This is season 7, episode 4, aka episode 142. All right. Yeah. It's kind of funny. The frame right now matches my overlay image. I'm still kind of shook about Laser Kid. It made sense. This is a good opportunity for them for sure. They put the gag on him sometime in between that, in the middle of this conversation. It would be easier if they weren't kind. Well, hold up. Hold up, Present Mike. Hold up. Your buddy became Kurogiri. Now, yes, he was basically, his mind got scrambled as part of the, I guess, no muification process. It's still kind of unclear what actually happened to him. Like, they took his quirk, but they also used his body as the raw material for the Nomu that became Kurogiri. But also Kurogiri's the only Nomu we've seen that kind of had will, he could hold a conversation and stuff. So there's still stuff they haven't told us about that. But yeah, buddy, your friend, he wasn't even threatened. They just basically lobotomized him. Ooh, I was gonna say, yeah. That was bad for Bakugo. Well, wait a minute. No one cared Midori was born quirkless, but he wouldn't have gotten into UA without getting past One for All. As far as I know, there's no quirkless kids in UA. Yet I forgot he lost an eye.
That's what I expected. Detective? Sure, you got it.
Interesting.
Here's what I propose we do.
So they won't even know the plan, so they can't give it away. The cat cop's been around for a long time. Whoa, that's pretty intense. He doesn't even flinch at the explosion anymore.
Is Hatsune totally unaware of the current state of the country?
Yes. She's very single-minded. I do like Hatsume's quirk. It's cool.
You've changed the look. Can't just buy new ones. You think you'd be able to fix them?
She's so weird.
Would you need him soon?
Okay. What was saying that? Could you fix it for me? Doesn't know what's happening outside the school. She's completely focused on designing new.
Locked in.
We're lucky to have somebody like her.
Our house support course does our own hero work.
I'm getting reminded by this teacher of the fact that I wonder how many of the top 10, I wonder if they didn't have to spend their time being teachers, how many of the teachers at UA had the capability to be in the top 10 heroes. I think quite a lot of them, if you actually looked at it. All these defenses for UA, and it wouldn't matter at all if Shigaraki actually showed up. You know what I mean? His quirk is just, even if he wasn't even if he didn't have all for one, his quirk is too good for destruction.
Like that?
That's the power users of the class there up front there. No, they're squadding up. That's interesting. They're the big three in their class are basically squad leaders. Oh, speaking of the big three. Oh, I love her with the short hair.
Safe now. We'll take you to Shiketsu High School. They've got a stronghold that rivals UA.
I forgot about Shiketsu.
You can feel it in the air. A terrible total war is about to break out in earnest.
Shigaraki and his dry ass lips.
Consider this information both urgent and privileged.
Wait, is that Ragdoll?
Repeat a single word.
She's the one who had the search ability that All for One targeted.
Can't afford any more.
Shigaraki and his fiends
Meow.
think they're using my search ability for evil.
Creepy magnets.
First off, regardless of the plan of how strong All for One is,
He's not as strong as he used to be, though.
the two of them can communicate. Star called his name. She'd be able to impose any rules she wanted onto him.
Well, nobody knows his real name, though.
Right now, we're scoping out battle. Done.
This guy's so the cop that we've been dealing with the whole show. He looks so tired now. It's very sad. The cat cop has been with him a while as well. I think he showed up like at the same episode that this main cop, Sugauchi, I think his name is.
This fearsome flame will burn.
They're worried about the big guns.
We have to scatter everybody.
Yeah.
Systematically crush them.
So just like UA has the big three and then Class 1A's big three of Midoriya, Bakugo, and Todoroki, the bad guys have All for One, Shigaraki, and Dabi. Those are like their big power users in battle because Toga is more like about subterfuge, and they've kind of lost all their other big guns over time. Like Spinner's not a huge combat threat.
I've got his test results.
Yoshi over here.
Nothing irregular. His nervous.
I am your teacher, though. My duty is to be honest with you. The
That
fear
has
planted
always been
inside
his
of them
policy.
Must be ripped out by the or just live life indebted to someone. You will not drown in your guilt.
Oh, I forgot about his leg too.
You're going to say they stood for you.
Oh man,
We will protect you. I promise.
their buddy became Kurogiri.
As long as you stick with
Okay, so nothing really happened in this episode. That was a talky episode. I'm not saying it was bad. It was pretty good. We got some more insight on how the police and UA are kind of viewing this. But it's very odd tonally from how fast like everything was happening all at once last season. Now we've kind of slowed it down a bit more. Like I thought for sure at the beginning of this season, like this is episode 4, I thought we would have had a huge fight by now already. Like I was ready for it to come on really strong. I'm kind of glad that it's going this way because I feel like last season was just a smidge too fast. And I'm liking the fact that we're getting time to process everything that happens here. I'm sure it's going to speed up. Don't get me wrong. I know it will. That's just how this show is. Like right around episode 10 or 11, it will go off the chain, but we'll get there. Straight into episode 5. This is also known as episode 143. It's called Let You Down. Sometimes episode titles scare me in this show.
That child is a demon.
See, she's been very introspective, so this will be about her past. Yeah, and it makes you wonder, okay, so we saw this with Shinso, that there are just certain quirks that are kind of viewed as villainous. Like, obviously, any quirk relating to using other people's blood is going to be viewed as somewhat villainous. But how much of her personality was that, the social factor involved with that? And how much is it is the quirk affecting your behavior? You know what I mean? The show has been very careful to never answer this question for us. Whereas, like the quirk, the personality of people somehow matches their quirk a little bit. And I don't know. Obviously, I like the social commentary about like society is creating these villains by rejecting them, not giving them a place to exist in society. But also some of it is like not anyone's fault. Like Toga had this obsession when she, like from very young age. So like in certain terms, she's just kind of like this, right?
I'm telling you this for your own good.
And I'm forgetting if her parents are dead or not, or if we know that.
I wish I was so it starts pecking at my belly button. And pretty soon it's dancing inside me. I end up getting dyed red just like a little birdie. And I get to be cute.
Oh, this imagery is. Whoa.
Makes me feel warm and fuzzy. I was just curious what happened to my old house.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is the pot calling the kettle black. If anyone's a psycho in the League of Villains, it's Dobby. Now, once again, that's not his fault. He was created, you know, but it's Endeavor's fault if it's anyone's fault.
How you spend today laughing or crying? Tomorrow will come just the same. In which case, we should laugh, don't you think?
I mean, he's not wrong.
Why live if we can't help?
That was nice of you, though.
Nah, the heroes don't have the numbers or time to spare.
They do understand each other.
And don't get it twisted.
They are truly comrades, whether Dobby like thinks of them that way or not. They were a tight-knit group, and it is, even though they've done horrible things, it is sad that their group has basically gotten broken up. Like, of the originals, it's just Spinner, Toga, and Dobby left. Well, and Shigaraki, of course, but he's grown so distant from them, right?
Nice when it causes Endeavor. Someone I know you truly loved. Twice, the real one. Sad Man's Parade. Let's turn his torment into grief for our enemies.
Oh, dang. And he was the one person that they had, like, when they did the assault on the Paranormal Liberation Front, he was like the one person that they had to take out. Because really, it was only his own misgiving or mental block about it that stopped him from making an infinite army. She has no such misgivings. Oh, what? What is that? Ugh. So this has been a big problem in Hero Society throughout the show, as far as people whose quirk make them look weird, being kind of on a lower rung of society. But if you think about it, eventually, right, they keep talking about this quirk singularity. Eventually, heteromorphs would be the majority, right? Because I'm thinking, like, if Spinner had kids, they're not going to look normal, right? They'll probably look more like Spinner. So eventually, most people would have humanity would just become a more diverse thing. Now, this could also be unique to Japan. Like I said, like, we haven't gotten to see what society looks like in most other countries. Like, we've only seen a little tiny bit of the US.
For your sake.
Yeah.
That's right, Ikuchi. In this
Like, his only loyalty now is to Shigaraki. He just wants Shigaraki to get better because of that bond, through the rest of the show.
world, everyone has the ability.
Have enough spare time to trade dirty stories. Yeah.
He's got a stalk on his head now. I don't remember seeing that before. Oh, they're embarrassed.
Time we discuss the future of our world. The final battle plan.
Okay. Do we get to know? No, of course not. This show never tells you.
But the evacuation system kicks in, you will no longer be able to freely walk about the campus. We apologize for the
Their moms are friends. That's pretty good touch.
Continue to fight.
Your safety is our chief concern.
Dude, I love this guy.
Don't forget.
We haven't seen him really do anything since the USJ incident, but he came in literally guns blazing and was like, I'm gonna get you, Shigaraki. I think he shot Shigaraki like 3 times or something like that. It was pretty intense.
Evacuation system could activate at any time.
All you have to do is pass on the info that he's leaving. This is a trap for All for One. Oh, Aerie.
Fortress they were calling Troy.
Thanks to some
Troy,
nice
huh?
power loader and ectoplasm, we were able to build a fancy coffin for us.
Dude. Chill. Fancy coffin. It doesn't seem super secure. That's just my thought.
Uraraka,
He just jumps off the balcony.
are you done unpacking?
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Oh, there's no need. That was nothing.
Yeah, she's embarrassed.
Are you still obsessed over every?
You're strong and brave, and that hairstyle looks great on you, and you're kind.
Oh, it's all coming out.
That's not what I meant. I was kind of surprised by her reaction. What's obvious to her? The kinds of things she might mistake
Yeah.
and think are true.
Their experiences are completely alien to each other. They can't understand each other as a result.
Scenes from that day.
But I saw a little boy crying inside of him. Even though we're about to go to
This
war,
the dog,
I don't think
his
I can
first
feel what's
victim,
hiding
accidental.
inside his heart. With him.
They're all talking about like forgiveness and like saving these people, but I think Dobby is one that's not going to work out.
I can tell if someone has the slightest bit of deceit in their mind.
I don't know how long ago this was.
That ability. His descendants are more interesting now. A twist of fate brought one of them to work with All Might, planted bear fruit.
Literal lie detecting.
I will. She's clear. Even if
Oh,
she's
dude.
intelligent.
How did they know? How did the cops and the heroes know to go this far? There's no lies or ill will because they didn't tell them the plan. And as far as these guys know, they're still actually leaking legit information. So his lie detector quirk doesn't go off. Well.
See you soon.
Oh, and that's him using, that's like the visualization of him using the search quirk.
It's kind of funny.
This is all part of it.
Session, even though everything's crumbling each other because they need to prioritize their own safety. Imagine if
I mean, they've already been doing that.
was ravaged by drought and someone. It sounds bad, but you're wrong.
You know, All for One has a lot of ambition here because as far as I know, he's only ever made a mark on Japan. Like he has contacts everywhere else, but as far as I know, other countries weren't really worried about him.
People wouldn't allow that to. I'm sorry. I had no choice. I
Oh.
want to protect Papa and Mama.
There he is.
No, you didn't. I may have let myself too.
Wow.
Thank you.
Dang.
For Papa and Mama's sake included.
You basically have to get them out of Japan.
Stand up and fight all for one.
I could detect no malice. How did they hide from me? No, it matters not. However annoying this may be.
How did
one
they
of them
hide
is
from
in
him?
front of me now. The country right now. They won't be able to help
Whoa.
with any expediency. You're alone. I'm afraid it's already
Oh,
too
dang.
late for you.
Oh, and Shigaraki.
You think?
Kurogiri.
What?
How can they use his power? Trouble of finding
They converted him. Wait, he's in there.
Papa and Mama told me it's finished yet.
Wow.
Show them we haven't stopped twinkling, inspiring the world to unite.
Wait, does that mean Kurogiri's here? He can only bring stuff to him. No. Kurogiri's power was better than the one that All for One has now. That's right. He can warp stuff anywhere. It's All for One's warping power, the nasty goo one that can only bring stuff to him.
Is the day you're defeated.
Wow, dang. Whew. Okay, so it's lined up. Next episode is going to be so off the chain. I'm glad that I got all this out of the way while I had trouble getting footage, because if I had to wait to watch the next episode, I would have gone absolutely crazy. Wow. Excellent. So they're really playing him, and I wonder, So it's clear that Aoyama was involved in the plan. So it's not just that they could beat the lie detector. He can also detect malice against himself, which makes me wonder what's going on there. He hasn't figured it out either. So maybe the heroes have another ace up their sleeve that they don't know about. I'd like to know how they're using Kurogiri's powers. That's just what Present Mike and Eraser have been working on, is like getting through to their friend in there. Because as far as I know, like he's dead. Like his body was used to make the Nomu, but he is dead. They did kind of figure out that he's in there somewhere, but like it has to be more than that for them to be able to use him in this way, like to actually use him to bring specifically those heroes there. So we'll see. Man, it's all set up. I'm excited.